everyone, welcome back. Welcome to the Real Sense Retirement Show. I am your host, Isaiah Riel, and today I want to share with you two thoughts. I'm not going to go over any questions today. Just want to share with you two thoughts. The first is this. Let's get straight into it. I was watching CNBC today, and today's Tuesday, the 8th of October. And so you're a day behind by watching this. I'm filming this the day before. But Josh Brown, he's CEO of Ritz Wealth Management, was on, and he brought up a really interesting fact. In fact, I'm going to give credit to him, Josh, but also he's giving credit to someone else that got this information. And I forget the name off the top of my head. I'll put his information here on the screen. But hear this out. The 1 month, 2 month, 6 month, 12 month, and 18 month returns of the Dow Jones Industrial Index are flat. We're not positive, we're not negative, we're flat. Interesting thought. And Josh Brown was saying, you know what? It's fascinating because the two extremes are not being rewarded and not being compensated for their actions, for what they're thinking. So if someone's extremely bullish, they're not really being rewarded as much as they should be, or in fact at all. At the same token, if you're very bearish, if you think the meltdown's going to happen, we're going to have another crisis, there's just something on the horizon, those folks aren't being rewarded either. And so it's an interesting fact because, again, the 1, 2, 6, 12, and 18 months is flat. And he was linking it back to, 18 months ago or so, give or take, we started having these conversations with China about the trade war. And so it makes sense as, things are in limbo. We really don't know what direction the economy is going to go. We really don't know what direction these talks and negotiations are going with China, because we both are probably the two largest powers besides Europe in the world that dictate what happens with the economy and everything else. So in a sense, it makes sense that, hey, with these trade talks being happening, now it just happened in returns in the markets. And with all that, I feel just to sit back, take a step back and ponder the fact that, we should, especially when it comes to our money, especially when it comes to the markets and your retirement, let's respond accordingly. It's not good to react, especially one way or the other. It's always good to respond. And my thoughts on that is, again, the way I look to manage monies for my clients. Have strong relative strength investments. Look at the strongest sectors right there. Right now, there's still technologies, utilities. It's technology, communications, financials. Those are some of the big players right now. Aerospace too as well. And so I just want to share that first thought with you. That was interesting. The second thought I have is I've been asked this quite a bit from clients, from prospective clients. What are your thoughts about the impeachment inquiry? Again, I'm going to be right here, right now. I'm not going to give you advice on this. I'm just going to share with you what I'm thinking and my thoughts. And how I think of my thoughts is I do pros and cons. That's what I do. And so let's talk about this. Well, obviously we have this impeachment inquiry. What's the cons of it? The cons is Trump may get impeached. Again, I'm not saying he is, but let's say it goes all the way, they go to the Senate, everything else, he's looking to get impeached. What can happen? Well, markets definitely not going to like that. Markets may go down. A couple of things you may look to do if that's the case is put monies into defensive investments, put monies into cash or short-term bonds, something along those lines. And again, pros. Pros is Trump doesn't get impeached. And thinking about the history of what he's done in these types of moments, he knows most likely that this impeachment talk's probably not the most positive thing for him, especially with elections coming here next year and with election season pretty much already here. And so in his eyes, my viewpoint is, he needs to find something else to make positive. And for me, I feel that the opportunity is right there in front of us. It's a trade deal with China, whether it's big, small, in between, doesn't matter. If there's some type of trade deal made, that's going to be a positive thing for the economy. It's going to be a positive thing for the markets. And I'm sure Trump's going to use that as a positive note for when it comes to election season for him. And so those are my thoughts, is if there's a pro with this impeachment inquiry, it's we may have a trade deal with China. And if there's a negative to this impeachment inquiry, it's that, maybe he gets impeached. And so I just want to share those thoughts with you. Again, those are just my thoughts and my opinions. Please do not take that as investment advice. If you want to talk further about your own monies, I'll be more happy to talk with you. If you want to talk with your own financial professional, please do so. I just want to share those thoughts with you. So that's what I want to share with you today on the Real Sense Retirement Show. Those two things right now with, the last 18 months, markets are flat, even with a lot of news out there, and my thoughts on the impeachment inquiry. If you have any more questions, any more thoughts, please feel free to let me know. I'm here as a resource. I'm here as a sounding board. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.